Shovel.
Eh.
Oh. Or foot.
Or foot, yeah. If shovel no work, foot will. Please don't try digging things with your feet. That's bad. And that's our final light bridge.
That's your final one.
Yeah. So let's see what's going. You notice it's gone bigger as well.
Yeah.
Now that there's 5 sources of energy going towards it.
It doesn't look safe to walk there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it feels like a bit of a dead end, but have no fear. There are still things to do. So I think I'm going for a bit of a reminder here of the plot, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm basically, so that's explaining what the
What the album came to be.
The island came to be, yeah. So, bear in mind, so with that graphic here, we're also thinking what Maggie said, where it seemed like all the aliens went somewhere else.
Yeah.
They left, but they didn't physically leave, or at least we don't see any evidence of that. So perhaps they ascended to a different plane. So I think that's what this other museum piece is going to be describing as well. Where they would have had their heyday, their golden age, and then suddenly just poof, gone.
Mm-hmm.
The larger moon is being eclipsed by the smaller one.
Done that.
Yeah, we've done that. So again, these are just refreshers in any case, just to kind of bring us back to how we. And it's also as well just to kind of explain. We know what the life crystal stuff anyway, so that's neither here nor there. I think really what I was doing for my own kind of sanity was trying to see which one actually related to the Inventor, because the Inventor's been mentioned a bit in the plot, but we haven't had an actual direct interaction in that sense. I think Boston has taken a bit of a it's very much a presumption on his end, so that's why I'm trying to see if there's actual something visually I can show. Because even when I was playing this game initially, I found it quite strange. It was just immediately, oh yeah, it's the Inventor's work. It was like, so that's the only one I could really say is he made this and gave it to them, kind of way. But I think it's also one of those things where sometimes they get the plot moves a little bit too fast at times. It feels like it need a bit of breathing room here or there, where just actually slow down and explain itself a little bit. But that's not necessarily LucasArts' way. It does actually trust you to be smart enough to know what's going on. Because a lot of point-and-click games can be very, very guilty of holding your hand for the entire thing and just taking the fun out of it. The game that was like this previously was Loom, and Loom was an extremely short game, but it's quite nice in a certain way. But the whole gimmick with that is basically you're able to cast spells by playing notes of music, and for instance, let's say once you know how to open a door, that's a certain configuration of notes. But you also have to kind of grasp you've actually learned two spells there, because to open you have that course of music, but if you do the opposite, you can close something. Every spell works the opposite way. Now the thing is, the game gives you no prompts in that respect. It just says, okay, you know how to do one puzzle, therefore you should try the other one and see what happens. And that's pretty much the case for all of the solutions. Now again, game's only 2 hours max. It's very, very quick. But as I said, it's a nice experience just to have something that's nice and crisp like that.
Not particularly handheld.
No. And like I said, it's not a particularly difficult puzzle game at all, really. It was just different. And I think it was for the time it was actually quite new, because it was using this new engine that LucasArts had used on the Scum engine.
Very good.
Yeah. Right then, so now we can do this again with
Golden rod.
with Maggie and Toe now. And we do a Monster Reborn on them. Use a revive. It's a revival herb, to be fair. As we all know.
So
A lot more unpleasant.
Yeah, it gets pissy now.
Yep.
Okay, so get ready for boss fight.
Pays off, or we die.
Die?
As long as I don't accidentally offend him, we'll be okay.
Hello, Bollock.
Well, you prick.
He says, open your mouth, which is their way of saying speak.
You do the talking, Maggie, so you can understand each other. Speak.
There we go.
Why was your tomb so carefully hidden?
So only the most persistent, the most clever, and therefore the most dangerous of visitors would find me.
Why has your body been preserved so carefully?
Since all the evil in this place was my fault, I chose to be its guardian forever.
Mm-hmm.
The light bridges are magnificent. We never dreamed that people could walk on light.
Ah, yes. We were happily surprised at how convenient those light strands turned out to be. If we had known, we would not have bothered to build the trams.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still hope for us yet, lads. Who needs a public transport system? Let's just walk on light.
When all the bridges are complete, the eye will see.
The eye.
When you say the eye will see, you aren't talking about our eyes, are you?
An eye that can see the 3 dimensions of time, as well as the 3 dimensions of space. It will show you beauty beyond belief. But once you have seen space-time 6, will you ever see space-time 4 again? The eye may be open, but the mind hasn't the strength to see.
So, how much of that makes sense in terms of what he said there?
What does it do?
Not a whole lot.
The lights all
So the
shine.
light bridges, light strands, were not intended to be a mode of transport. They are a way of opening up a
Opening
new
that portal
dimension.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
The light bridges?
So
And
space
you
time
see
6
them
is like our 4th dimension,
The eye
5th dimension,
sees
whichever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Space and time. And where the eye sees, the mind can fly.
So that's where all the other creatures ascended
Was
to.
this
Exactly.
the doorway into the place where your people went?
A door that can be crossed only one way.
You don't know that. If someone has a strong enough tie to reality,
You think you are stronger than all my people. Even they, the strongest race known, could not overcome the
Now,
temptation of
not that he's bullshitting here, but the museum did say that you were
you
enslaved.
bring your people back to this
So,
world.
Yeah.
They built a starship to take us home to Earth. It's our only
obviously they must have
chance.
fought against their
Maybe
oppressors
we'll
at some
fail.
point
Yeah.
and won,
Lost,
but
let us
even
try.
then,
Since you think you are stronger and wiser than my people,
one could argue perhaps the light crystals were the means of which they survived.
I will tell you how to find the piece I hid. If you know how to ask. But it will cost you more than you ever imagined.
We'll give you a break.
I mean, it's a fair trade, isn't it?
The island we found, where was it hidden?
It left this reality, but only a little way. It can come back, because it never fully left.
The island moves in and out
Like,
of reality.
now a lot of sci-fi that do all these kind of things with like alternate universes and dimensions and stuff, much like with time, it basically plays by its own rules.
Yeah.
So it always has to play like some kind of level of conceit with like, okay, if they're on the same astral plane, same location, let's say, at
Yeah.
a different time,
When
or
something
same
leaks out of
location
reality,
but
where
they're
does it
in
go?
like a fugue state
Place
above.
where time is infinite
the 3 states or
in all
whatever.
directions.
So this one's kind of taking the latter, where it says, okay, it's in the same place, but totally different air, different dimension,
Yeah.
so it can't interact.
Or controlled. Those who go there from here cannot change anything. They are nothing but observers. Forever.
The creatures who live here now, did you people know of them, or did they come later?
Millions of years have passed since then. What once were pets or companions have followed their own evolution.
So yeah, they've literally been like in a different dimension for millions of years.
Or as terrible, as clever, or as stupid as it was in them to be.
Which begs the question: what happens if we just leave?
Are there any more?
Like,
of them?
is it,
That
will
will not at all.
will the chinchillas finally take over the world as God intended?
And there are as many of them as are needed.
Who are you, Honored One?
The bringer of
To be honest, we probably should have started with that.
Yeah.
Please tell me who you are.
I am the doer who undoes, the creator who uncreates,
Ah, yes.
and yet I would
That makes it all much
who
clearer.
undestroys, the dangerous one who protects.
Speak plainly. Tell us who you are.
Jim.
Once I
Steve,
became
Steve.
the greatest mind my people ever produced. I tried to bring them power.
We're trusting that he's like honest there.
Hmm?
He was the
I
cleaner.
gave them power to lead this world.
Well, in fairness, he has he designed this whole thing for us to find him.
We believe.
Perfect.
Well,
But I could not give them the power to return and reclaim their abandoned bodies, their decaying world. They are lost and cannot return.
Have you a name?
I had a name when I was alive. Now that I am again and again dead, what need have I for names? My body is now so ancient that the crystals scarcely have power over me.
he's grown
I
an
rise
immunity.
for a few minutes, and then I fall again. Soon I will cease to rise at all. Only then will my grief end.
So he has a touch of the Oppenheimers about him.
Yeah.
Like, he does have that kind of collective guilt of what he thinks he's after ruining his own race. Which, I mean, you can kind of understand.
Crystals? To raise the dead is the greatest achievement we've seen.
What raises the dead can debase the living.
Are there side effects to the crystals?
What the crystals create is not a life, but a slave.
Mm-hmm.
So when the life crystals restore you, you aren't really alive?
They restore the
So,
cells and
okay.
A fun fact I can share you with you here.
take away all
The voice actor for this creator is James Garrett.
Then why did you
Name
make
doesn't
them?
sound familiar, sorry.
You would know him. He is Alfred from the Batman series.
Ah!
I
Well,
underestimated the breadth
relatively
and
speaking,
depth
in the
of
most
the
recent ones,
crystals.
he's Alfred. In, like I say,
Are the
Batman,
secrets
the Brave-
that
No.
I made.
in Batman the Brave and the Bold,
Okay.
and in Bad Blood and so forth.
If what you
But
did is
otherwise,
wrong,
you'd actually know him
why did
as
you do
Roku
this?
from the
You
Avatar
so
series.
much
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
There was a time.
and he was also a porter on the Titanic.
Report that we could.
So, you know, good career.
Yeah.
Or I would never
Drowned in cold water, you know, usual.
How long will you remain here?
until the last of my mistakes is rectified, or until the life crystals lose their power out of miserable death.
Might be waiting a while because there's a big pile there.
Yeah.
That is the wish of all living creatures. It is a vain wish, for there is no true home. All intelligence wanders and has no rest.
Okay, but it's not a state of mind we want to get to.
Yeah, that's what to say. Is like we're not reaching Nirvana or anything like that. We want to go.
Yeah,
back.
we want to just go back to our home planet.
Yeah.
Terrible mistakes. We sent out those probes when we thought we had found the glorious secrets
Aha.
of the universe. We could not call them back. Thus, I remain here to warn all those who come in answer to an invitation we wish we had not sent.
Makes sense.
It's not much of a warning whenever, hey, it's too late.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell other humans.
Yeah,
There are
okay.
two ways to protect your planet. One is if you return and warn them to stay away. The other is if you never return at all. Which warning do you think will be more effective?
The former, that also allows them to get back home.
Tell us how to get back.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Earth.
Because like it'll just bring in second party and a third
If
party
my
and so
people
forth.
Return from space-time 6 where they have gone. They would rebuild the starport. They would make a crystal ship which would take you back to your planet, where they will never find their way back home.
So that seems that's quite evident now. What we have to do, we have to somehow bring back his people, which is
You
Clearly
cannot
fucking
understand
easy.
what will begin if you activate the eye. You cannot bear to pay what it will cost you.
Yes, you warned us. Now where is the piece?
Go to the map with this message and see what it shows you.
Aha, another rod.
I have said enough.
That's it, we're
Thank you for
done.
helping us.
I will only have helped you when you give up your foolish plan.
We're not giving up.
My only consolation is that true death comes closer
It's just-
each time.
In fairness, if he's been here for 1,000,000 years, I kind of see where he's going.
I get it.
Like, if I think I'd be kind of talking the same way if I was in my 70s. It was like, another day
Just
closer
end
to yes. I love as well. I love the idea as well. It's like, hey, I need to go to this one specific place. Or let me just magic up a stick to tell you where to go. It's kind of thinking like, okay, is this actually their way of? Was this the aliens' way of writing shit down? Like they just basically had like a rod with instructions. Because surely, like, you know, the written word would have been an actual better way of doing this. But yeah. So obviously still Brink is going to be a bit of an issue about with the whole life crystals thing, because we still are intending to bring him home in some shape or fashion.
I really think we just leave him here, if it's possible.
I mean, that is a possibility. But of course Boston has his orders, and it would be he would come across quite badly if he didn't bring him home. But there's no choice either. He'd have to explain himself. It'd make for fun debriefing all the same, because he'd have to go like, so here's all the cool things we found on this planet, and here's also all the reasons why we should never make them work.
Yeah.
Like,
Got bridges of light we can walk on, but they only cause a portal to another dimension. There's these things that can bring people back from the dead, but they're massive junkies.
yeah.
There's these cool rods that open doors, but they're a pain.
Get away from here!
Oh.
Zombie break.
Zombie
I won't let
brink,
you break
est-ce que
my
c'est?
life crystal machine.
Yeah, it is
I don't
definitely,
wanna break
the
anything.
shading is noticeably different on
My
my mind.
machine
Yes.
isn't working yet. Yes, gloat if you want to. I studied all the inscriptions. Maggie's not the only one who can decipher strange languages.
Ooh, fancy
I
that.
followed the plans I found, but there's still something missing, and without it the machine won't work. So if you think you can steal my life crystals again, Commander Lowe...
Now, I'll give you one guess.
I'll
What
kill
machine
you
is he trying to
first,
make?
and
Is he trying to
you.
make more life
No one will
crystals?
ever-
And you got it in one. Let's all pretend to be shocked.
I only robbed you once. So you're still one ahead. Don't joke with me!
Don't joke with him, Boston.
Don't joke with him, Boston. His blood pressure looks really low. He's either cursed or he's anemic. They both look the same. Okay.
So our new rod.
Yes. New rod, who this? Like, I'm trying to even think now, right? Say if you're on this alien planet, you want to like change phone numbers, you have to like literally get your rod out and give it to them.
Yeah.
Like that's it's like not problematic whatsoever.